Hello students, welcome to basic science class. Today we're going to be discussing about an interesting topic titled space travel and satellites. My name is Oelami Janet today. Okay, so at the end of this class, you should be able to explain the meaning of space, outer space travel, rocket propulsion, and also you should be able to state the reasons and purposes of space travel. You should be able to know the advantages of space travel as well as the problems of space travel. Also, you should be able to classify the dangers and the effects of space travel on humans. And also, lastly, you should be able to define satellites and uses of satellites. So, meaning of space is generally refers to the environment outside the Earth's crust, which stretches beyond our imagination. So, meaning of outer space. This is the region lying beyond 160 kilometers above the Earth's surface. This region does not contain much air, but contain dangerous what? Radiations, moons, stars, and other planets. So this is a pictorial representation of what I'm talking about. This is the outer space here. Space travel. This is refers to man's attempt to explore the region of outer space through the use of rockets, robots, and other devices to help man gain both knowledge and experience of nature and condition of outer space. Space vehicles are also known as spacecrafts, which are used in transporting human, animals, and cargo to and fro orbits around the Earth. So this is a pictorial illustration of how robots looks like. Okay, this one, there's another one. So as we all know, robot is like a computer or a mini computer helping you to carry out your skills or your chores. Okay, you can always control them using remote control. This is a pictorial representation of rockets. Okay, this rocket and rocket propulsion. That's propulsion means the driving force, what drives the rocket. Okay, the energy necessary to set a rocket in motion during space travel is obtained from the chemical energy stored in fuel with the rockets, which the rocket burns. Okay, rocket propulsion can be categorized into two. We have the solid propulsion, we have the liquid one, and solid one is made up of fuel and oxidizer, while liquid one is made up of, they stored separately and they later combine and ignited. Okay, so this is how it happens. So this is how it's being propel rather. So when you propel the rocket, it's just went straight into the air like that from the ground. So that's how it works. This is the thrust. There's a little thrust for it to go in air, so it's a balance thereof. So reason for space travel. There are many reasons for embarking on space travel. Among them are, first one is we are searching for knowledge, in search of knowledge on possibility of life on other planets. Okay, that's why we want to know more about our other planets aside the planet Earth. So second one is to boost national prestige and acquire a superpower status. Okay, any country that has explored into the space is categorized as a very powerful country. So the third one is to show advancements in scientific and technological development. The the fourth one rather, is to show military might so as to intimidate opponents. Okay, so the last but not the least is to show our economic might, how economical buoyant we are as a nation. Okay, only super rich nation can afford space travel. So advantages of space travel, the first one is to gain knowledge about the inability of the moon and other planets to support existence of life. Then the second one is to reduce the reduction in the possibility of nuclear war. Okay, when you know in time that people are coming for you, you'll be able to prepare. So those are the usefulness of space travel. Then the third one is the invention of more reliable vehicles for space travel. The last one is several superstitious belief about the moon and other planets is being disregarded. When you don't know something, it's better for you to assume, but when you know it, you'll be able to ignore and put an end to any superstitious belief people have about something. So, problems of space travel. The huge cost required to construct, that's number one problem, test and undertake space mission. The second one is the problem of returning to Earth should the vehicle fail in flight. Then the third one is how to overcome the condition of weightlessness in flight. The fifth one is how to provide food, water, and air to people on space journey. And my last one on the list is it helps us to overcome how the Earth's gravitational pull enables spacecraft to travel smoothly beyond the Earth atmosphere. So we talk about the dangers and effects of space travel. The first danger we have there is that the presence of penetrating radiation in space. Earlier on when I talked about the outer space, we talk about the radiation. There is some penetrating radiation that is not too good for the skin. So the presence of penetrating radiation in space, which makes space travel dangerous. That's number one. Then number two is possible failure in spacecraft, which leads to loss of the spacecraft and crew as they travel out of the Earth atmosphere. Then the last one on my list about dangers and effects of space travel is that space travel may bring about back it may bring back to Earth unknown diseases and germs which cause epidemic and loss of life. When they explore to other planets, they might not know what kind of disease or germs that is being out there. So ignorantly they might be infected or be affected by the disease and germs, and coming back to the planet Earth, it can go from one person to the other. That's how the epidemic and loss of life can arise from there. So satellites are certain objects or bodies which moves around the planet, or an artificial, you call it an artificial placed in orbit, objects placed in orbit around the Earth or other planets. Okay, for example, we have natural satellite, which is our moon. Moon is surrounding all the planets. That's number one natural satellite. Okay, the second one is artificial, which has to do with our communication satellites, such as the NigerCom we have in Nigeria, Sat-1 and Sat-2. Those are the satellites launched by Nigerian federal government. So here we have the communication satellites, we have the TV satellites, we have the radio, we have so many. So I would like you to just you can use the Google search to know more about these things. It's very important you know what is going on around you. So you can always use your textbook, read more. Don't limit yourself to what is being taught in the class. So hopefully, I know you're going to grasp a lot of things from there. So uses of satellite, communication satellites, number one on my list. They are used to carry out radio, television, telephone signal without cable or microwave relay. The second one, which is navigation satellites, used to pinpoint the location of objects on the earth, such as location of ships and aircrafts. The third one is weather satellite. They help meteorologists to forecast the weather. And the fourth one on my list is surveillance satellites. They are used to monitor military activities. They have their cameras in very high resolution, which can be encrypted. You know, when something is encrypted, that means you can't easily read the outcome of the message. It will be required to decode the meaning before you can know. So it's kind of privacy set on that kind of satellite. So the last one on my list is scientific satellite. They serve as space-based platform for observation of the Earth and the other planets like sun, comets, galaxies, and what have you. So with this, I know you really enjoy the class, and I'll tell you to always read more. Don't limit yourself to anything we do in class. Read more and do more practice on your own. So take care and be good. Bye.